The Ukrainian army is giving Russian forces no room to breathe on the front lines, thanks to its relentless use of unmanned aerial vehicles. Some Russian soldiers are detected while laying mines, while others try to survive by hiding beneath bridges or inside ruined buildings. Yet all these efforts prove futile against the sharp eyes and precise strikes of Ukrainian drone operators. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the growing impact of Ukrainian drones on the battlefield and the difficult moments they're causing for Russian troops. July 18, 2025. While secretly laying mines in the Pokrovsk region, this Russian soldier catches the attention of Ukrainian UAV operators from the 38th Marine Brigade. Unaware of the looming danger, the soldier continues setting traps deep behind enemy lines. However, silently gliding above is a Ukrainian drone, recording his every move in real time. After a while, a suspicious noise or a flicker of movement alerts the Russian soldier. He senses something overhead and immediately panics, grabbing his weapon and hastily aiming at the drone. But his efforts are in vain. Throughout the encounter, the Ukrainian drone operator remains calm and composed, locking onto the target with pinpoint precision. With a precise maneuver and a perfectly timed strike, the Russian soldier is neutralized. This successful operation temporarily halts any further attempts by other troops to plant mines in the area, preserving the integrity of Ukrainian defensive lines. July 18, 2025. One of Ukraine's advanced fiber-optic FPV drones, conducting a reconnaissance mission in the direction of Lyman, spots a Russian infantryman speeding along a road on a motorcycle. Instead of striking immediately, the drone operators choose to observe the soldier's movements closely. Unaware of the deadly threat silently stalking him from behind, the Russian soldier continues riding down the road. Once the target reaches a suitable position, the drone operators spring into action. The FPV drone rapidly descends and begins tracking the Russian soldier. The noise of the motorcycle drowns out the sound of the drone, virtually guaranteeing the success of the strike. With a series of precise maneuvers executed within seconds, the drone hits its target directly. The explosion leaves the motorcycle in ruins and the soldier critically wounded. Shortly after the blast, fellow Russian troops arrive, alerted by the sound of the explosion, and attempt to help their comrade. However, according to reports from the area, the Russian infantryman succumbs to his injuries at the scene. July 12, 2025. Ukrainian UAV operators from the 57th Motorized Brigade launch a wide-scale reconnaissance mission toward Vovchansk, carefully observing the movements and positions of Russian elements in the region. For hours, the operators analyze drone footage to accurately identify the enemy's hiding spots. According to their findings, the first Russian group is taking shelter beneath a bridge to avoid potential attacks. Other Russian units are hiding behind the walls of abandoned, crumbling buildings. Though these ruined structures may appear to provide decent cover at first glance, they offer little protection against Ukraine's modern FPV drones. Patiently waiting for the ideal moment, Ukrainian forces seize the opportunity once enemy troops have gathered and are most vulnerable. At the commander's order, the FPV drones launch swiftly. With high maneuverability and small frames, these drones slip through shattered windows, narrow wall openings, or under-bridge gaps to lock onto their targets. The rapid and precise strikes that follow effectively neutralize the Russian infantry hiding in the area, along with the military equipment they had with them. During a reconnaissance flight along the front lines, Ukraine's renowned Hungarian Birds unit from the 414th UAV Brigade spots a wounded Russian soldier struggling to survive in an open field. Having survived previous attacks, the Russian infantryman is seen crawling, desperately trying to find cover despite severe blood loss. Unaware of the surveillance drone overhead, the badly injured soldier makes one final effort to crawl beneath a nearby tree. Believing that the tree branches and surrounding soil might shield him from Ukrainian UAVs, he attempts to hide. However, the experienced operators of the Hungarian Birds are well prepared for such rudimentary concealment tactics. The drone hovers patiently for several minutes, analyzing the soldier's exact location and likelihood of further movement. Then, with precise control from the operator at the command console, the first strike is executed. The explosion scatters the soil beneath the tree, but the soldier is not yet fully neutralized. The operator quickly reassesses the situation and, moments later, launches a second strike, completely eliminating the Russian infantryman. July 16, 2025. The Liberty Battalion of the Ukrainian Army's 4th Rubizh Operational Brigade continues to make headlines with its precise and courageous operations against Russian forces on the Seversk front. Amid intensifying clashes in the region, Ukrainian units have ramped up reconnaissance and intelligence-gathering efforts, successfully detecting covert Russian troop movements across vast terrain. During field observations, a group of Russian soldiers attempting to establish new positions in open terrain to strengthen their defensive lines was spotted by Ukrainian drone operators. The situation was immediately reported to the frontline command center, and the Liberty Battalion swiftly initiated the planned strike without delay. Modern FPV drones deployed to the area, equipped with advanced cameras and precision guidance systems, tracked even the slightest movement of the Russian forces, confirming exact coordinates. These explosive-laden unmanned aerial vehicles targeted Russian troops moving without cover in the open field with remarkable speed. The pinpoint accuracy of the drone strikes turned the exposed positions of the Russian soldiers into a major disadvantage, rendering them easy targets. Caught in open ground, Russian units had virtually no means of defense against such an attack. Often lacking trenches, fortifications, or natural cover, these troops were quickly neutralized by the drone's sudden dives and high-precision, explosive payloads. The aftermath of the blast eliminated any chance of re-establishment in the area, and reports indicate a significant blow to the morale of the remaining Russian elements. The widespread use of FPV drone technology on the front lines in recent months has significantly bolstered the Ukrainian army's tactical advantage, especially in the Seversk direction. Operations by the Liberty Battalion have not only broken the resistance of Russian troops on the front lines, but also severely disrupted their ability to utilize supply routes, establish new lines, or retreat in an organized manner. These swift and effective drone strikes from behind the front lines once again demonstrate the Ukrainian forces' mastery of modern warfare tactics. July 15, 2025. The Worm Hunters unit, operating under the 414th Hungarian Birds Brigade of the Ukrainian Army, continues to attract attention with its precision strikes near the Pokrovsk line. In a recent mission, the unit located and neutralized 3 Russian soldiers attempting to evade detection and regroup. According to reports, these Russians were remnants of a group that had previously survived earlier clashes. Having lost most of their comrades, the remaining soldiers were trying to survive behind enemy lines in small, scattered groups. Cut off from supply lines and under constant threat, these fragmented units suffer from both physical exhaustion and psychological strain. As a result, they often hide in open fields, abandoned structures, or ruined shelters in a desperate bid to survive. However, the Worm Hunters are particularly specialized in hunting down such small, isolated enemy elements. Reconnaissance drones equipped with advanced optical systems can detect even the slightest movement in the terrain. Once a target is identified, FPV drones carrying explosives are immediately dispatched, swiftly striking these hiding enemy troops. Russian soldiers caught in the open have virtually no chance of survival against such attacks. These operations not only weaken the resistance of disconnected or retreating Russian forces behind the front lines, but also deepen the overall morale collapse. With communication lines down and logistical support cut off, these units become defenseless against FPV attacks, eliminating their ability to establish safe fallback zones. The Worm Hunters unit is renowned for its expertise in tracking and neutralizing small, scattered enemy groups with surgical precision. The intensive deployment of unmanned aerial vehicles, particularly FPV drones, on Ukraine's front lines has fundamentally transformed the nature of modern warfare. Ukrainian units across the country are not only using this technology for reconnaissance and surveillance, but also for direct and highly effective strike operations, placing Russian forces under constant physical and psychological pressure. Russian infantry moving across open terrain or hiding in makeshift shelters find themselves under continuous threat from the sharp eyes and precise attacks of Ukrainian drones. The Ukrainian military has built a multi-layered intelligence network on the battlefield, maximizing the efficiency of drone technology. First, reconnaissance drones patrol large areas, monitoring enemy troop movements in real time. Equipped with advanced cameras and night vision capabilities, these drones operate day and night, detecting any motion. Russian units attempting to take positions in open fields or partially destroyed buildings are quickly identified through this near-impenetrable surveillance web. The footage is instantly transmitted to frontline units and command centers, enabling immediate tactical planning. This rapid response approach allows Ukraine to act faster than Russian troops can dig trenches or establish stable positions. Once a target is confirmed, FPV drones are deployed. Unlike conventional reconnaissance UAVs, these drones are armed with explosives, effectively turning them into flying bombs. Their small size enables them to slip under bridges, between tree branches, through broken windows, or into narrow trenches, making even seemingly secure hiding spots vulnerable. Russian infantry moving in open terrain or clustered in groups are rapidly pursued and targeted by FPV drones. Their high maneuverability allows them to change direction instantly, increasing the chance of a direct hit. These explosive-laden drones strike their targets either on impact or via airburst, causing significant casualties among exposed troops. Ukraine's drone operations don't only focus on enemy personnel, they also target critical infrastructure, equipment, and logistical points. Ammunition stockpiles, mobile fuel tanks, trucks, armored personnel carriers, and off-road vehicles are frequent targets. Easily detected by drones, such assets are destroyed either by FPV strikes or by artillery fire after precise targeting. On the battlefield, the supply of ammunition and fuel is vital to unit sustainability. That's why Ukrainian drone forces apply constant pressure on Russian supply lines, weakening their material support. Drones often target supply convoys or drop explosives on the rooftops or walls of buildings used as depots. When a truck or warehouse is destroyed, not only is the equipment lost, but the logistics personnel responsible for transporting it are also neutralized. Ukrainian forces also apply specialized tactics when targeting shelters. Russian troops often set up temporary encampments in abandoned homes, factory basements, or natural caves. However, drones can detect even subtle movements inside such structures. If necessary, they can enter through small gaps or open windows and deliver explosives directly onto enemy personnel. This further limits the number of safe places Russian troops can use for refuge. These tactics are also highly effective against small, isolated enemy groups hiding behind the lines or attempting to regroup after surviving earlier engagements. Ukrainian hunter drone units track and neutralize these elements, even small groups, before they can reorganize or establish new lines. This effectively deprives the Russian army of the ability to rebuild behind the front. From a psychological standpoint, these tactics severely erode Russian infantry morale. There's virtually no difference between being out in the open or hiding inside a structure. Both are exposed. The quiet hum of a drone overhead at any moment becomes a deadly threat. This constant state of alert leads not only to physical fatigue but also to psychological breakdown. For the Ukrainian military, these tactics deliver maximum impact with minimal personnel risk. Since the threat is carried by machines rather than humans, Ukrainian troops on the ground are better protected. The high maneuverability of FPV drones also allows them to evade many defense systems. Often, by the time Russian troops spot a drone, it's already too late to react. Today, in frontline areas like Siversk, drone-assisted operations stand out as far more precise and cost-effective than conventional artillery or ground assaults. These advanced tactics are shifting the balance on the battlefield in Ukraine's favor, steadily limiting the Russian army's freedom of movement, supply capacity, and ability to reposition. All of these factors highlight Ukraine's technological mastery in modern warfare, demonstrating both its influence on the battlefield and the future-defining role unmanned aerial systems will play in military doctrine worldwide.